At 4:55 p.m. on a Friday, my boss called me into his office. He smiled a shark-like smile and said, "Jenna, thank you for all your hard work getting the logistics system ready for Black Friday. But we are going to have to let you go, budget cuts." He confiscated my laptop. He had security escort me out of the building immediately so I couldn't touch anything. He thought he was a genius. He thought he had squeezed all the value out of me just in time to fire me before my end-of-year bonus was due. He planned to take credit for the new automated supply chain I had built from scratch. He forgot one thing. I am a former logistics readiness officer for the U.S. Air Force. I spent 10 years moving cargo into war zones. And in the military, we have a rule: never build a bridge you can't blow up if the enemy captures it. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I walked out of that building knowing that on Monday morning, the biggest sales day of the year, the entire company was going to grind to a halt because I had installed a dead man's switch. I was hired by Tech Logistics 6 months ago. The place was a disaster. They were losing 20% of their inventory to shipping errors. Greg, the vice president of operations, hired me to fix it. Greg was the kind of boss who used buzzwords like synergy and disruptive, but didn't know how to open a PDF. He gave me an impossible deadline. Fix the entire warehouse automation system before Black Friday, or the company goes under. I went into military mode. I worked 18-hour days. I rewrote their inventory code. I set up automated shipping protocols. By November 15th, the system was humming. It was a masterpiece of efficiency, but I noticed something. Every time I sent Greg a status report, he would copy-paste it into a new email, put his name on it, and send it to the CEO. He was erasing me. Then, I overheard him talking on the phone in the break room. "Yeah, I'll let her finish the setup, then cut her loose before December 1st. Saves us the $20,000 bonus. I can run the system from there. It's fully automated, right?" Fully automated. That was his mistake. He thought automation meant magic. He didn't understand that complex systems require authentication. So I prepared. I didn't sabotage the code. That would be illegal. Instead, I implemented a standard military-grade security protocol called a rolling encryption key. Basically, the system needed a human administrator to manually input a security token every 72 hours to verify that the system was secure. If the token wasn't entered, the system assumes it has been hacked and goes into hard lockdown. It stops all shipments. It locks the warehouse doors. It shuts down the servers. I was the only one with the token generator on my phone. When Greg fired me on Friday afternoon, he was smug. He practically pushed me out the door. "Don't worry about the transition," he said. "I have your binder. I can handle it." I looked at the black binder he was holding. I had swapped the contents that morning. It didn't contain the system manuals. It contained the takeout menus from my favorite Thai restaurant. "Good luck, Greg," I said. "You're going to need it." Monday morning, Black Friday, at 8 a.m., the system locked down. Trucks were lined up for miles. By 9 a.m., the company had lost $2 million. Greg called me 47 times. I ignored them all. Then the CEO's assistant emailed me a Zoom link with the subject line, "Please help US urgent." I drove to a Starbucks, ordered a latte, and joined the call. I kept my camera off. The call was full. The CEO, the board of directors, and Greg were all there. Greg was sweating through his suit, lying through his teeth. "It's a cyber attack," Greg yelled. "Russian hackers, they encrypted the mainframe. Jenna must have given them the codes before she left." I unmuted my microphone. "Actually, Greg," I said, "it's not Russians, it's basic logic." The room went silent. "Jenna?" the CEO asked. "Can you fix this?" "I can," I said. "But Greg fired me, and he confiscated my laptop, so technically I can't touch anything." "Greg said you sabotaged it," a board member shouted. "No," I said. "I set up a security protocol. It requires a manual check-in every 72 hours. Greg told you he knew the system inside and out. So, Greg, why haven't you done the check-in?" Greg stammered. I don't have the code. You hid it." "It's not hidden, Greg. It's in the manual, the one you said you read." I paused for effect. "Oh, wait. You didn't read the manual. You threw it in the trash when you escorted me out." The CEO turned to Greg. The look on his face was terrifying. "Jenna," the CEO said, "name your price." "My price is $100,000, I said. "Wired immediately," and I waited. And Greg has to admit right now in front of the board that he has no idea how my code works and that he lied about my performance. Greg looked like he was going to cry, but the CEO wasn't waiting. "Do it, Greg," the CEO barked, "or I will sue you for every penny of lost revenue today." Greg swallowed hard. I lied. I don't know how the system works. Jenna did everything. I'm an idiot." Louder, I said. I am an idiot and I am sorry, Greg screamed. Thank you, I said. Check your bank, the wire just hit. Are you coming in? The CEO asked desperately. No need, I said. I'm sitting at Starbucks. I pressed one button on my phone. Enter. On the Zoom screen behind Greg, the giant warehouse monitors turned from red to green. The alarms stopped. The conveyor belts started humming. It's fixed, the CEO whispered. It was never broken, I said. It was just waiting for a competent operator. Then I did one last thing. Oh, by the way, I said, I just emailed the board a folder containing all the emails Greg sent me where he planned to fire me to steal my bonus. You might want to read those before you decide his severance package. I left the meeting. Greg was fired before the meeting even ended. Security escorted him out, and because of the emails I leaked, he was denied his severance pay for gross misconduct. I spent the next 2 weeks consulting for the company at my new rate of $500 an hour. The CEO actually tried to offer me the VP job, but I declined. I realized I make way more money fixing messes as a freelancer than I ever could as an employee. But I did leave them with one final gift. I replaced the login screen for the entire logistics system. Now, every morning when the employees log in, they don't see the company logo. They see a message, System Architecture by Jenna, U.S. Air Force Logistics. Don't forget to pay your engineers. In the military, we learn that logistics wins wars. In the corporate world, it wins negotiations. Greg tried to steal my work because he thought I was just a cog in the machine. He didn't realize I was the machine. Have you ever had a boss try to steal your credit or fire you right before a bonus? What did you do? Tell me your story in the comments. I love reading about bad bosses getting what they deserve. If you liked this story of corporate malicious compliance, hit that like button and subscribe. Dismissed.